dropping out of the matchday squad. Here come the players. Victory in their white away kit with the navy shorts and white socks, and Perth Glory in their customary purple home kit with orange embellishment. What a night it is for Tash Rigby, the captain, the heart and the soul of this Perth Glory team. Game number 100 for her. Look at the deep breath. She brings the energy and the happiness and has been a fantastic footballer for such a long time, the 30-year-old, with plenty still to give to this Glory team. And as the pre-game handshakes and formalities take place, Melbourne Victory hoping to come west and grab the points again, but Perth 8 in a row unbeaten at home, stretching back to New Year's Day when they lost to Western United here at Macedonia Park. A new starter for Victory tonight. We've seen Sarah D'Apollonia, the American from Delaware via Peninsula Power in the Queensland NPL, come off the bench 4 times this season. The absence of Goad and also the injury to Gilnick means that she gets a first start in the Victory 11 here tonight. Alex Apakis and his assistant in the foreground there, Tiana Gauci, have been the brains trust, have got Perth off to their best start to the season in a long time. It's their longest undefeated run since 2014. It is a winning streak that has been a decade in the making. Tonight's referee will be Caitlin Williams. Fourth official Shane Skinner is holding the ball, and on the right is assistant Joe Chiraktis, and the left Maggie Price. And there's Jeff Hopkins. Oh, he's got into George the Gorilla's stash. He's got himself a banana there. He's just having one last chomp pre-game. And great to see Melissa Maisels, part of the Victory coaching staff, a long-time A-League women's player, including for the Perth Glory over the course of her career. Perth huddling up then. They can make a real statement tonight. They are the only team with a perfect record in the Liberty A-League through 4 games. And if they were to draw tonight, Melbourne City would be able to leapfrog them on goal difference if they were to beat Newcastle tomorrow. So the only way Perth can absolutely guarantee that they will finish the round on top of the tree is by winning here. Melbourne Victory, by contrast, starting the night in 6th, the mid-table morass, is going to reward you for a win and punish you for a defeat. Melbourne Victory can really move back into the contenders if they were to grab 3 points here, just as they did last season when a Melina Ayres double and Alex Chidiac delivered a 3-0 win. Lydia Williams was in the Matilda squad, announced to play a couple of friendlies away to Canada earlier today, and having shaken off the injury that afflicted her in Victory's loss to Western United earlier in the season, she returns to her home state tonight. Of course, WA born and raised. Rachel Lowe's been one of the hot boots in the league and goes chasing immediately from kick-off here. The Liberty A-League continues in round 5 with Perth Glory hosting Melbourne Victory at Macedonia Park. And a good crowd in, a crowd that already to the naked eye looks bigger than last weekend in the win against Adelaide. And I think word is getting around that this Perth Glory team, they're contenders again. During the week, it was great to see on Keep Up a look back to that 2014 team. Some of the talent that went on to play for the Matildas, Sam Kerr, Caitlin Ford, Alana Kennedy, Mackenzie Arnold, all in the same team at the same time. Given away here, a chance for Elise Kellon-Knight to attack. Plays the ball out to the right. Mackenzie won it with a cross, and it's deflected away by Liz Anton, the Kiwi international defender. And so Melbourne Victory on the attack in the first minute of play. You can see the wind is quite heavily favouring their end of the ground. That was a big talking point earlier this afternoon in Gosford for the game between the Mariners and the Phoenix. So it looks like the wind is going to have a say in this one, at least in the initial stages as well. Nash's cross, goalkeeper, awkward for the keeper, off the crossbar. It swerved late, and the Perth defence was first to react. And that could have been A disastrous start for the Glory and a dream because Jess Nash has not scored in the Liberty A-League yet. Tonight's game number 48 of her career across 3 different clubs. It's probably the closest she has ever come to finding the back of the net. The nominal fullback. Glory survive an early shake of the woodwork. And now Susan Fonsong-Kam is able to win a free kick. I can tell you that if you've looked at the team sheet online, there's been a late change for the Perth Glory. Sally James did not make it out of the warm-up. Lily Bailey will be Perth Glory's backup goalkeeper tonight. We will cross that bridge when we get to it if anything should happen to Morgan Aquino. Either a red card or an injury or, well, who knows? Might have talked Morgan into a bit of trouble there, but the ball deflects out for a goal kick. Aquino, the 22-year-old, who had a stint in Brisbane, but is from WA. Tried her luck across the country a couple of seasons ago, but has now returned to her home state. And even though the arrival of Sally James brought a starting young Matilda's goalkeeper in as competition, she's been able to defend those #1 gloves through the first 5 games of the campaign. The opposite end of the experience scale, 35-year-old Lydia Williams drifting the ball out to Jess Nash here. Touch for Wynett, now Kellon tonight. Kayla Morrison at the centre of the Melbourne Victory defence. Alana Murphy. Great movement from Jamila Rankin to make this run down the left. The cutback is on, but it's a Victorian standing in the road as it's booted away by Claudia Miocic. We'll be very familiar with just about all of the players in the Victory team, having played against them in the NPL. As we see Rachel Lowe roll her defender, but Jessica Cowett clears, and now the shot comes in from Kellon Knight. A follow-up chance here for Lowe is blocked away. Now Perth can escape with the ball. Hear the shouting from the sidelines. A sighter here! Well, Correa Aquino is looking for her first A-League women's goal and had a good look at an opportunity there, but sent it high and wide. Melbourne Victory's high press causing Perth all sorts of headaches. Was the young player of the month, Georgia Cassidy, coughing up possession, but Aquino couldn't punish. You see physical midfield work here between Tori Hansen and the aforementioned, well, Mia Farrow, the English woman here, who's been bowled over. Clash of first season internationals. No hard feelings, just a good solid contest. Victory on top in the first 5 minutes. Glory looking to just get their first attack of the night going and announce themselves to the game. Susan Fonsong-Kam out to Tash Rigby, the Centurion right here, marauding forward as she is wont to do. Fonsong-Kam can't connect the pass. Cassidy back to Fonsong-Kam. Miocic. Fonsong-Kam just a little casual, but sometimes that laconic style can be misinterpreted as a lack of intensity. Miocic being pressed here, so goes for the long ball. Straight onto the head of Morrison. Now Kellon Knight, Murphy. Referee has to take evasive action. And the Victory passing doesn't quite combine. Nash. Alana Murphy again. Now Jamila Rankin. You see Millie Farrow back up and running, herring after the ball. Not able to dispossess Murphy though. Crossfield pass headed away by Anton. Now Sophia Sakalis to Hannah Lowry. Jessica Cowett, the Philippines international, able to stride up to halfway, but the pass is misdirected. Wynett gives Cowett a second crack at the ball. Anton just kept it moving. Sophia Sakalis now, and Perth a little bit helter-skelter, but they're into attack, and we have a perfect view of the shirt grab there, and the referee caught up and saw it too. Sophia Sakalis able to win a free kick in a dangerous position here for the Glory. I'm not sure Tori Hansen can have too many arguments here when you see Sakalis a little bit of trickery and then a big handful of shirt. Made that obvious to anyone, regardless of the angle of view that you had. So a really dangerous set piece here. Aerial targets, the potential to bounce and slide in at the far post. Susan Fonsong-Kam, a great technician. Let's see how the delivery shapes up. It's beyond the far post. There's a nest of Glory players. Rigby, Cassidy on the turn. Shot on target, held onto by Lydia Williams. And 19-year-old Georgia Cassidy, as I mentioned, fresh off receiving the first nomination for the Young Player of the Season during the week. Still yet to score her first Liberty A-League goal, but given she started the season as a defender, showed us a pretty good attacking instinct right here. Absolutely no hesitation to turn and shoot. This is Grace Jale. Long throw. Farrow brings the ball down, has support. Sakalis, well, turned back into traffic. Now Victory looking for a full field counter. They're going to have to hustle to make it work. Murphy. Incisive pass, low, knocked off the ball. Jessica Cowett. Quite the height and size disparity between the two. Another look at that legal challenge. You saw that Cowett got the right foot firmly on the ball first. Now long left-footed ball headed away by Hansen. Kellon Knight. Nash. Through ball is teasing down the right, but Mackenzie Wynett can't chase it down. Opened her account against Newcastle last weekend. The 24-year-old American, with a little bit of NWSL experience with the OL Reign. Victory attacking with the wind at their backs, and you can see how that's affecting Perth playing out from the back and any long balls they attempt to hit at the moment. Again, watch the ball hold up in the wind and then just drop almost straight down at the top of its arc. Fonsong-Kam dispossessed. Murphy is going to shoot with the wind at her back here and sails that one out into the fans. Keep an eye on him. Make sure he returns it. Now the ball kids do a great job at Macedonia Park. So another look here at Murphy. Just decided to shoot on sight. Is known for her ability to shoot from distance, but that one was just a bit of a floater. Free kick for the Glory here will get them out of defence. Interesting that Caitlin Williams is today's referee. She was the ref last time Glory lost a home game. New Year's Day against Western United. Prior to that, in mid-December, Victory had also come to Macedonia Park and had a win, but ever since that double defeat, as we see the collision picture in picture, Perth Glory have been on a sensational home streak. They only narrowly missed out on the top four last season. Now they're top of the table in this one. Miocic, a low sliding pass. Sakalis found space expertly and now can roam forward. Chips it over the top. Farrow just outpointed by Nash. That's one thing that Sophia Sakalis was doing against Adelaide last week as well. She finds the pockets of space that allow her to spin and assess on that occasion. Just didn't quite get the execution how she was hoping. High degree of difficulty pass off the outside of the boot. And a series of ricochets takes the ball out for a goal kick. I mentioned that if tonight finishes in a draw, Melbourne City can go top tomorrow. Perth Glory would move to 13 points with a draw and positive 5 goal difference, meaning Melbourne City would have to beat the Newcastle Jets by a margin of 2 in their game. If they were to win by just the solitary goal, then Perth Glory would hold on to top spot with a draw for another week. Need interplay here from Victory, but can they advance the ball out of their defensive half? Rankin back to Morrison. Hansen waiting for Nash to make a run, and Wynett was free on the right, but a loose touch, but she had to double back. And Perth Glory with a little tactical win there as they force Victory to retreat all the way back to their goalkeeper. Jeff Hopkins, the Victory coach, shouting for urgency from the sidelines as Rachel Lowe volleys on. Wynett often chasing. Cross was slightly affected. Cowart doesn't want to concede a corner and was able to get to the ball before it rolled up the line. Anton clears. Only as far as Murphy. You can see the head check, thinking about a long shot again, and is perhaps hoping just to catch the breeze, Alana Murphy. And I wonder if it was a directive or simply a situation ID thing where if she's got the long shot on with the wind at her back, she's going to go for it tonight. Morgan Aquino, by no means an imposing presence, but has started the season in what you'd have to suggest is pretty close to career best form. Wynett trying to get the better of Anton and wins a free kick here. Straight away, the ball is fed out to the right. Cowart rises to the header. Sakalis first at the spill. You can just see Jess Nash camped in the attacking half there, trying to stifle the Perth Glory. Early possession numbers just being shaded by Perth. Victory will be happier with the territory the game is taking place and a lot more of it down at their attacking end so far. Real indecision here from both teams. Stretcher bearers having to duck out of the way. Kellon Knight gives possession up. Farrow starting very deep in the defensive half, the attacker. Interestingly, the home team hasn't won this fixture for a couple of seasons now. Alex Epakis grabbed one of his best wins of his career to date back in the 21-22 season when Perth won 2-0 away at Amy Park. Shouts here for a foul on Lowry go unheeded. Lowry and Alana Murphy, who were teammates at the Blacktown Spartans in Sydney during the winter, only played a handful of games each, but often when one would play, the other would also be featuring. They are combatants here tonight. Here's Wynett jagging in, promising speed from Mackenzie Wynett, almost a little too quick. Murphy feigned for a long shot, this time dropped it inside the penalty box. Another look here, picture in picture, as we see Aquino make the catch of Lowry. Just at decision time, and yeah, all the referees right there. So the decision not to pay the foul. You've got to trust that the referee had the best view. Here's D'Apollonia now. First A-League women's start for her. An exciting moment for the 24-year-old out of Delaware. She's a prolific goal scorer for the Peninsula Power in NPL Queensland. Here she is again. Farrow is trying to impose herself, but left the ball behind here. Danger. Correa Aquino for the victory. Looked up and saw nothing but purple. Now Apollonia. Shot blocked away. Tash Rigby, full body defending. Elise Kellon-Knight with a shot. Blocked. And Perth Glory have got to clear their lines. They're going to find the safety of the touchline, if nothing else. Victory want to keep the pressure on. Rankin's throw. Aquino. Rigby just trying to drive it away. Now Fonsong Cam is the outlet pass. Interesting to see Elise Kellon-Knight prominent in attack so far for Melbourne Victory. She would have happy memories coming west. We'll get to exactly why in just a moment, because Perth Glory are on the attack. Susan Fonsong Cam. Real midfield gaps to break into again for the Glory. Sakalis, can the home team capitalise? Now the cross comes in, looking for the return ball to Sakalis, and Jessica Nash clears away. Cowart. Jale physical against Rankin, who held her own. I think we saw a shin guard come exploding out of the sock there. Cowart. Look at the press from Mackenzie Wynett. Really harrying Cowart, who is able to find the goalkeeper with a back pass, but again a signal of Victory's intent and how they're approaching the game tactically. Miocic just kicks for territory. Kellon-Knight. I mentioned happy memories of the West. The last time Elise Kellon-Knight scored in the A-League Women's was back in the W League era, December 2018. 2 goals for Melbourne City, albeit in a 5-2 loss. But coming up on 5 years since KK's last A-League Women's goal. But the Glory, an opponent she did enjoy playing against. You see the passing accuracy there. Victory doing a pretty good job of keeping us off at the moment. And right on cue, they're not able to keep possession here. Apollonia conceding a throw in. Hannah Lowry looks to turn and go. Coming back from an offside position there was Farrow, and no advantage. The referee is going to insist on a restart in the Victory defensive half. Glory not pressing with anywhere near the ferocity of Victory so far in the game. It's the reason that Victory are able to turn defence into attack very quickly. A little bit too quickly for their liking on this occasion, though. Let's look at Victory by contrast here. Wynett immediately in all the way up to the keeper. And you see they've forced a mistake, able to win a throw-in. So these little tactical wins coming for the Victory. Can they turn it into something substantial? Rankin with a tumbling cross, half-volleyed away by Cowart. Farrow getting back to help out, defending from the front. And that allows Lowry to come away with possession. Switched feet at the perfect time to feed it out to Fonsong Cam on the right. Susan Fonsong Cam with a burst of speed, able to get the better of Rankin initially. And then Rankin is back goal side. Good recovery. Rachel Lowe comes in to pick the pocket. Kellon-Knight, space to roam here. End-to-end might suit the Victory. Plays the pass to Aquino. Correa Aquino! Over the bar. And her finishing is one of her great strengths, the Japanese national Correa Aquino. But we've seen 2 attempts tonight, and they've both gone high. Still, as soon as she brought the ball down, there was no thoughts of holding it up for a teammate. And now another chance for the Victory, and it's held on to by Morgan Aquino. And Carrera-Aquino, the ball is starting to find her rather than her the ball. Perth maybe a little bit lucky this game is still scoreless. And they're looking for a response immediately. Sakalis. Again, given space to roam. Sophia Sakalis through the midfield third. Oh, and then offside against Farrow. That really is a killer. Again, Victory, fairly easy passage out of their defensive half. Rankin caught by the slide challenge of Fonsong Cam. And now Farrow, most advanced Glory attacker. Does she go solo here? Farrow, legged, play continues. No, it doesn't. Free kick in prime shooting position. And Millie Farrow, who has exploded into this game and just imposed herself at all points of the pitch, is able to win a free kick in a very dangerous position. Running at Hansen here, and just the foot across led to the free kick and the foul. Lowry is the left-footed option. Sophia Sakalis is in the conversation. Tash Rigby just always keeps the spirits high. On this occasion, decided a hug was the answer here for Hannah Lowry. Susan Fonsong Cam is in the mix. I think it's the left foot of Lowry that they're going to opt for here. Lydia Williams has seen it all before. The Matildas veteran has set 4 in the wall and then a couple of chases perhaps to break here and try and close this down. Fonsong Cam feigns. Lowry with the shot. Lowry with the goal. Super free kick. And Perth Glory take the lead. First of the season and 9th career for the 20-year-old Hannah Lowry. And Tash Rigby's 100th game has got off to a great start for the home side. It's Perth Glory 1, leading Melbourne Victory 0. That was the initial free kick from Millie Farrow. And even though she is yet to score this season, the striker, she has led to the creation of another goal. We saw the wall, we saw the defensive setup, and Hannah Lowry took it all in her stride and just picked out the bottom corner. What a great free kick. And you do wonder, when Melbourne Victory go and review how the wall and the defence was set up, whether they showed a bit too much of the target to the young star. Tonight is game number 55 for Hannah Lowry. 9 goals as a midfielder. Referee's been bowled over here in midfield. I wonder if play's going to continue. Yep, she's back on her feet. Caitlin Williams is all right. Glory have got momentum. Melbourne Victory able to recover possession. So how will Victory respond here? Hannah Lowry, who will turn 21 in April. So even though she hasn't won a Matildas cap, it's just been a slow burn. She's been all through the youth national teams. She's probably going to feature in the under-23 national team next time they're assembled. Probably a decent shout to be one of the leaders of that age group now. And she continues to put together just really impressive form at A-League women's level. And Victory, who will feel as though they had created enough chances to take the lead themselves, are now behind in the West. Sakalis through ball. The cutback is not on. That's the third offside of the night. Perth Glory have tested this Victory defensive line without too much success getting behind it so far. Two shots on target apiece. Perth Glory with the lead. I'm reliably informed that last time the under-23 women's national team did play. Hannah Lowry was the vice captain. So there you go. She's already in the leadership group of the second oldest team that the women's national side has. The only one after that is the senior Matildas. Speaking of which, Jamila Rankin has won senior cap, and she's got into a real wrestle here with Susan Fonts on cam. Home fans didn't like it because they had a bird's eye view. Referee does not produce a card, despite the protestations of the captain, Tash Rigby. Here's another look. Fonts on cam with the initial shove, and then Rankin, well, didn't take it lying down. Kellon Knight. Cowart with the interception. Jale. Hard to open up the game in close quarters here. Who's going to manufacture a bit of space? Perth are going to go backwards and sideways to try it. Victory still pressing in earnest, but Perth have kept their heads, and Sakalis made the room to play it over the top. Farrow, this time the flag stays down. Millie Farrow, Jags left, saved initially and then hooked away by Morrison, clearing it before it fell in for 2-0. Vital defending. Lydia Williams a good stop, and then Kayla Morrison the clean-up. Super pass from Sakalis into space. As we rejoin live play, Perth Glory now are starting to turn the screws. Millie Farrow will be desperate for that first goal in purple. She's played about as well as you possibly could as a striker without having scored through these first 5 games. She's right up the top of the assist charts. Won the free kick that Perth Glory scored from tonight. But she's desperate for that first Perth Glory goal. Ball over the top here. Might be coming up right on cue. Tash Rigby joins the attack as well. And Morrison is just putting out spot fires all over the place at the moment. Here's another look at that chance for Farrow a moment ago. Thought here she might have been shaping up, but decided one more cut onto the left side. And Williams to save off the leg. And then Kayla Morrison hooking it out of the teeth of goal. Lowry, the goal scorer, to take this corner kick. Perth have probably got the height advantage with the likes of Jale and Cowart. Goes to the far post. Header away by Rankin. And it will be a corner on the opposite side. Waited nearly half an hour for the first corner of the night, and now to arrive in quick succession. Lydia Williams really taking exception to the crowding here on the goal line. Referee gets right in the mixer there to try and cool things down. You see Jessica Cowart, Sarah D'Apollonia, Lydia Williams, they're all jostling for position. It's a proper ruck in there. Not a great corner, though. And out for a goal kick. Perth wanted a third corner. Referee doesn't agree. So a fun half hour in the West so far. Melbourne Victory have shown plenty of attacking intent, but it's Perth Glory with the goal and the lead. And you wonder if Melbourne Victory's press will continue until halftime, or if they will need to have a phase of the game where they just ease off a little bit to keep something in reserve. Glory all the way back to their keeper, Miocic. Now Cassidy to Rigby. And a delayed whistle gives a free kick to the Glory. Referee not happy with where the restart was taken from. Lowry slaloming through the midfield. Farrow rolling out to the right. Kellum Knight just did enough to knock the ball out from under her control. Cowart, decision time. Victory not able to press as effectively as earlier in the game, but the turnover might give them possession regardless. Low. Now D'Apollonia. Plays the early ball. Aquino, fresh air swing, and then Wienert made contact, but not the way she was hoping. Well, decent half chance there for Victory, more so for Aquino, you'd have to say. With the initial chance, D'Apollonia did well to play the pass out of a 1-on-3, and just the missed interception there from Miocic gave that window of opportunity. I guess that's the difference between NPL and the step up to the National League, that where Correa Aquino was lashing those into top and bottom corners all through winter, it is a different story on the big stage in summer. Here's Cassidy for the Glory. Sakalis. You see Victory have adjusted here. They've noticed Sophia Sakalis roaming free in midfield too often in the game so far. And as soon as she took the touch there, they were closing in from all points of the compass. And that hustle has resulted in Victory, well, initially winning the ball back, but it's short-lived. Great challenge from Rigby. Spilled the ball. Sakalis now. Long ball over the top. Is there contact there from Hansen? Farrow sold it for all it was worth. And the referee does blow the whistle. There we go. Well, is there a card to come with it? Just a yellow. Tori Hansen picks up the first booking of the game. And it was the Sakalis to Farrow combination over the top again. I mean, there's an arm grab there. Dare I suggest it's not enough to totally knock you off your feet. But I think that's maybe why Caitlin Williams has decided on a yellow card as the decision. So, first yellow card of the game, and Tori Hansen, who is playing at centre-back tonight. Emma Checker not in the Victory squad. Here's another look. There's the arm grab. It's going to have to watch her step for the rest of the night. Victory don't have a recognised defender among their substitutes either. Lowry has scored one free kick from a lot closer in, almost a good 15 metres closer in than this. Two players in the wall. Lowry feigns once, twice. Fonsong Cam. It's a relay out to the left, and, well, there was clearly a link missing at the end of the chain. Low rides the tackle. D'Apollonia can't make headway. Murphy. And that will go down as a shot on target, albeit one that Morgan Aquino saw all the way into the gloves. Anton. First time ball intercepted by Nash. Won it. Ten minutes of regulation until half-time as we take a look at that. Alana Murphy, well, just a through ball that was overhit, turned into a shot. Still needed to be held onto by the keeper, obviously, but Alana Murphy shooting from distance has been one of Victory's attacking outlets so far in the game. As that is sailed out into the Glory substitutes. Farrow. Loves to start moves deep. Defensive midfield position for the number 9. That's going to involve a lot of running to make ground ahead of the ball. Fonsong Cam is just going to wheel around and hold things up. Miocic. Fonsong Cam. I suggested there might be a time where Victory's press wouldn't be as intense. It's right about now. Perth Glory able to get the ball out of their defensive half with a bit more comfort than earlier in the night. See the Victory subs warming up in the background. No M. Gilnick tonight, no Beatty Goad, no Emma Checker. So that's 3 capped Matildas not available to Jeff Hopkins' team. Victory have certainly had the territorial advantage based on the final 3rd entries, but it's Glory in the lead at the moment. Lowry. Fonsong Cam from a standing start. Lowe got a boot in. Aquino tries to take on Cassidy and won the show of strength. Plays it out into Tash Rigby's corner, and the Glory captain is first to the ball. Kellon Knight. Tapalonia trying to hold off Cassidy. Nash. It's worth remembering that Victory hit the crossbar in the first minute of the game with Jess Nash. That cross shot that nearly dipped in. Certainly don't want to jinx it, but the wind doesn't appear to be having as big an influence on the game as it was in the first 15 minutes or so. Anton. Underhit the long ball, but it's shanked away by Hansen for a Perth throw. Jeff Hopkins watching on. He's always got the notebook out. He's always scribbling on it. Farrow puts the head down and just blazes central. Wanted to switch it over to the right flank and was able to brute force the pass. Fonsong Cam leads Rankin to the ball. And Rankin's done well to step up here, and Dapolonia came in to help out and make it a 2-on-1. Well defended there by the Victory. Now can they launch a counter? Mackenzie Wynett. Low. It was a bit of an awkward pass just to try and get the angles right. Sakalis. Five minutes of regulation remain in the first half. Glory leading thanks to Hannah Lowry's free kick. That's Jeff Hopkins, you can hear. Simple and quicker, his 2 main instructions. So let's see if this first half ends with a burst from the Victory then. Not on this occasion, because Perth have won possession back. Miocic switching it out to the left. Anton. Waited to engage Wynett and then left her sprawling. And now Jale. Grace Jale bearing down on the penalty area. Sakalis. And Dapolonia just lost the ball over the shoulder. The cutback was on. Tash Rigby very nearly unlocked the back gate there for the Glory. Lydia Williams was able to pick up the ball. It's just an awkward drifting pass that held up, and Dapolonia all of a sudden saw Tash Rigby ghosting in behind. As we take another look at the pass here in the replay. The number 4, Sarah D'Apollonia, involved at the other end now, watching that one run out for a goal kick. Victory's bench tonight, Ella O'Grady, who has 2 goals this season. Paige Zoyce, Ava Brightus and Rosie Curtis. One possession back here, the Victory. Nash trying to squeeze through a gap where there was none. Ball goes out near the Glory bench, which tonight features Grace Johnston, the Philippines international, Quinley Quezada, Sadie Lawrence and Sarah Kane. No doubt we'll see subs activated in the second half, maybe from half time. You never know. Victory, will they be happy with the 11 that started the match going out there in the second half if they can't grab an equaliser before the break? It goes to ground once, bounces back up, great balance, able to swing it across, and a little glancing header from Miocic was just able to keep it from D'Apollonia initially, and then Rigby, a full-blooded shove, but D'Apollonia was able to keep possession initially, and now it is ushered out for a goal kick. Well, fine margins here. It was able to bounce back to her feet after shaking off Lowry, and then that was a deft cross that needed a little glancing header just to keep it away from the oncoming attacker. A foul here by Kellon Knight will get Perth out of trouble, and it's a yellow card as well. So Elise Kellon Knight joins Tori Hansen in the referee's book as the only 2 yellow cards of the first half. Here's another look. And, well, the player's gone, the ball's going. And then the tackle comes in pretty late. Kellon Knight picked up just the 1 yellow card in 12 appearances last season before that unfortunate Achilles injury that ended her A-League women's campaign. Perth starting to dominate possession as the half ticks on. Victory pressing again, as we thought they might, with one last burst of energy before the half-time break. But Perth started to get a bit more comfortable playing through it here. Miocic, Fonsong Cam tries to keep it moving, just under hit on that occasion. D'Apollonia back to Rankin, and the ball breaks kindly. And now Jamila Rankin. Interception comes from Coward. Sakalis against the better of Murphy, breaking out to the right. Murphy trying to double back in. Chipped over the top, a little bit under hit. Morrison against Farrow. Look at the body check there. Morrison just shoves Farrow out of the way. Play continues. So into stoppage time, of which there will be 2 minutes at the end of the first half. Glory trying to preserve their lead to the break. Maybe even build on it right here. Lowry, straight up the middle, and easy pickings for Lydia Williams. Here's another look at that coming together. We saw earlier in the half, Farrow's not afraid to lose her feet at the slightest contact, and that was more of a basketball charge situation. Referee didn't take any interest. Wynett and Nash able to work it out eventually. Sakalis went to ground. Nash is away. All about the delivery, though. And it's blocked out for a corner kick. Victory's first of the night. Lowry, the goal scorer, getting it done at the other end here. And one big defensive stand at the end of the first half for the Glory to try and preserve their lead to the break. This is the exact spot that Alex Chidiac swung in the Olympico last season in this corresponding fixture. What can Elise Kellon Knight muster up? Beyond the far post it goes, and even though it got a little glance off Jessica Nash, that's heading out for a goal kick. And with 30 seconds of stoppage time to go, For those of you with us since the beginning of the broadcast, I did mention that Gloria on their second best winning streak since 2014. On that occasion, it was 8 in a row. They are trying to achieve number 5 here tonight. The crossfield pass. Wynant is going to chase it down. Last hurrah for victory before half-time. And Cowart with a good header away. Sakalis, clever. And on that skillful note, that's the half-time whistle. Perth Glory get the cheers of the home fans because they can sense 5 in a row might be in the offing. Melbourne Victory created plenty in that first half. Hannah Lowry had the goal-scoring touch, though. Her free kick, the difference between the two teams. At Macedonia Park at half-time, it's Perth Glory 1, Melbourne Victory 0. And so let's take a look at how Perth Glory got into this lead and also the highlights of the game as well. Jessica Nash hit the crossbar right at the start of the game. That would have been ideal for victory. Then Correa Aquino had a chance that flew high and wide. She's still looking for her first A-League women's goal, the Japanese national. Millie Farrow was able to draw the contact from Tori Hansen that led to the free kick. And then Hannah Lowry, undaunted by 4 in the wall, or veteran goalkeeper Lydia Williams between the sticks. She was able to pick out the corner, her first of the season and her 9th career in the Liberty A-League. And that was the only goal of the first half. And then later in the half, Millie Farrow had a great chance as well. Cut onto the left last second. Williams made the save. Morrison hooked away the deflection. And those two chances came in quick succession. What do the numbers tell us about the first half? Well, Perth Glory starting to dominate possession, even though Victory had the better of territory for a lot of the first half. A couple of players, Hansen and Kellon Knight, are in the book as well. So a couple of Victory's older heads having to watch their step in the second 45. Stay with us here on 10 Play and Paramount Plus. The Liberty A-League will be back for the second half shortly. Park, where at half-time it is Melbourne Victory with it all to do, trailing Perth Glory by 1-0 in this Liberty A-League clash. So let's take a look at the goal from the first half. Hannah Lowry, the scorer, after this free kick from Millie Farrow, drawing the foul from Tori Hansen. And then Lowry stepping up, left-footed strike into the bottom corner. And Melbourne Victory had the better of the game up until that point. And Perth Glory definitely grew in confidence after that strike, taking the 1-0 lead all the way through until half-time. Lowry's first of the season, 9th in her 55-game A-League women's career. The Canteen's doing a roaring trade at Macedonia Park and a pretty happy home crowd. And they continue to build over in the West as word gets around that the Glory have a winning team. Players back on the pitch for the second half. As things stand, Glory would be moving to 15 points and guaranteed top spot for another week in the Liberty A-League. Melbourne Victory, by contrast, would have 2 wins and 3 losses if this result holds. Vulnerable, I should say, to being leapfrogged by potentially all of Western United, Newcastle Jets and Sydney tomorrow, which could leave them in the unfamiliar territory of 9th on the table. Looks as though Ella O'Grady is going to be a half-time sub. She scored 2 goals coming off the bench already this season, the Queenslander. And we'll find out now that Ella O'Grady's inclusion will be for Alana Murphy. So that's quite an attacking change, taking off a midfielder for a nominal attacker. Let's see if Jeff Hopkins is going to be making a formational change as well in order to accommodate his young star. Just as we see Glory ready to take kickoff. Start of the second half then, and the goal for Hannah Lowry, the difference between the two sides. Melbourne Victory chasing the game, having made a half-time substitution. Alana Murphy off and Ella O'Grady on. She's had the goal-scoring touch in the games against both the Brisbane Roar and Newcastle Jets, but at the start of the second half, it's Perth who are on the attack. And Sophia Sakalis, who was one of the shining lights for the Glory in the first half, consolidating possession here. As for those of you who've joined us, Perth are attacking the left of your screens. In comes the cross, and it's hooked away effectively by O'Grady. First touch off the bench. And here's Rachel Lowe. Cassidy goes to ground. Oh, Lowe has come off second best out of the slide challenge. Tash Rigby picks up possession, unable to feed it through. Shouts of out, and Rachel Lowe is going to need some attention here. We got a close-up look, textbook slide challenge from Georgia Cassidy, and Lowe effectively hitting the ground hard, rolling over the ball. Maybe the point of the hip, it's taken the impact here, and so the trainer's out, and this is not an ideal start to the second half of Melbourne Victory, given Rachel Lowe's form so far this season. Here's another look. Right foot rolls over the top of the ball from Lowe, and a really heavy landing. Seems to be back up and all right. Drop ball to restart play. Melbourne Victory to keep possession. D'Apollonia. Morrison's pass to Rankin. Now O'Grady playing wide on the left. Kellon Knight, a drifting cross. Aquino tried to fashion a pass back to the top of the box, cleared away. And Morrison just nudged Millie Farrow. Farrow thinks it should be more than a foul. Just a free kick given. Good to see Rachel Lowe back up and running. Here's another look at the free kick. Victory have 2 players on yellow cards from the first half, Tori Hansen and Elise Kellon Knight. Jeff Hopkins still finishing off that banana, or maybe it's another one. Cowart's long free kick. Off the head of Rankin, and that's going to be a little bonus for Perth as they win a corner. Kayla Morrison still very much a calming leadership influence on the rest of that Victory defence, though. A few new and younger faces to organise this season. Third corner of the night for Perth, first of the second half. Lowry's left-footed take is going to be headed away by Morrison. Clipped back in. Morrison the obstacle once again. Fonsonkamp left the ball behind. Hansen kicks to the safety of the sideline. Fonsonkamp. Sakalis. Lowry. Once, twice. Can't find a way through. Morrison not happy with Lowry's second attempt at the ball there. Got trodden on. Play continues. And Aquino has collided with Miocic. Free kick to the Glory. Miocic hits the early ball. Morrison off the head. A little bit of miscommunication. Jale arriving. One chance, twice. Williams saves the day for the Victory. Well, it was a bit chaotic there at the centre of defence for Melbourne Victory. And Grace Jale got two bites at trying to score for the Glory. Hansen was lost initially. Big block, and then Williams with the save on the follow-up. And Glory get a corner as a result. Cassidy to take the corner for the Glory. 5 minutes into the second half. Honing right in, tipped away by Williams. Rigby blocked. Aquino clears in desperation. Miocic hooked the pass straight to Kellon Knight. And now the game swings. Pressure the other way. Dapolonia has got Aquino in the middle. O'Grady in support if the ball arrives in time. It just didn't have enough juice on the pass. Miocic apologises as the Perth Glory defence are able to mop up. Well, chances at both ends. Williams initially clawing the ball away from Jessica Cowett. And then down at the other end, Victory could not execute when they had a glorious chance to hit on the counter. Nash from right back. Won it. Challenges Rigby. Here's another look. Dapolonia's pass that just held up enough for Sakalis to get back and make that slide tackle. So important. Great chance for Victory. Now Perth will threaten at the other end. Farrow. Sakalis, the clever little chip. It's off the back of Farrow. Ball still alive. Jale. Lowry, a tumbling ball, cleared by Rankin. Rachel Lowe. Running into a little bit of a trap. Lowe. And eventually support in the form of O'Grady. Kellon Knight. Rigby makes the tackle. Perth Glory win possession back. Victory pressing effectively. Kellon Knight wins possession. First time shot from Lowe. And might still work out here for Wienert. Can't run it down. See the left knee there of Mackenzie Wienert there is quite heavily strapped now. Given some of the absentees for Victory. Beattie Goad, Emily Gilnick. Last thing they need is an injury to another attacker. Dapolonia battling against Jale. Cowett, long ball. Farrow often chasing. Hansen kept a cool head. O'Grady grabbed the shirt from Fonsong Cam. Free kick. First yellow card for a Glory player as well. Susan Fonsong Cam picking up the yellow card. Here's another look at the foul on O'Grady. Grabbing the shirt, and then the reason O'Grady saw is because the contact actually comes in from the opposite side. Long-range free kick coming up for the victory. Kellon Knight slides it out to the left. Rankin teasing left-footed ball. Just needed a touch at the far post. And the two centre-backs, Morrison and Hansen, were there, but the Glory defence is able to scramble it behind. Well, it was a clever set piece with Rankin. Plenty of time to measure a left-footed ball. And Miocic was able to keep composed, and now the follow-up from the corner goes out without really threatening the target. At least Kellon Knight, I mentioned in the first half, we're coming up on 5 years since her last A-League women's goal. Combination of obviously playing overseas and long-term injury. The reasons for that. Here she is again, Elise Kellon Knight. Confirmation of the booking for Fonsong Cam, Perth's first yellow in the game. Victory bench very exercised about the throw-in going against them there. Miocic has to scramble, got the pass away out into open field. And now Liz Anton can go. Sakalis slides it to Farrow. Farrow on the turn. Knocked off the ball. Well defended by Morrison. Won it from deep in defence. Through comes Cassidy. Now Farrow. Sakalis trying to squeeze out of a jam. O'Grady puts the head down, runs onto the ball. Tash Rigby guarding as the ball goes sideways. Low. Everything slows down just a bit for the victory. O'Grady has definitely brought a bit of attacking menace to the victory lineup, though. Wins a corner here. You can still see she's still winded and sore from that 2-on-1 tackle a moment ago. You hope this isn't a more serious injury. A good couple of minutes on from the knock, though, and now the trainer is going to be called out. You have to wonder exactly what the ailment is here for Ella O'Grady. Some young fans, they'll be queuing up for selfies and autographs after the game. I think that is a Miranda Templeman fan club. The Victory backup goalkeeper tonight, Miranda Templeman, is from WA. Here's a look at the foul again. Watch Rigby, the number 4. So Fonsong Cam got booked, but it's O'Grady landing on the ball and the contact from Rigby that's knocked her over. That appears to be what has left her really sore here. Jeff Hopkins, I wonder if he's contemplating having to sub his sub. He's in conversation here with Jamila Rankin. Ella O'Grady is able to walk off under her own steam, which is good news. Of course, she's a vital part of the young Matildas as well, Ella O'Grady.
Get her going, Shane. Get her going.
Looks as though she's going to be all right to continue. Victory looking for an equaliser, albeit down to 10 for the moment. Kellon Knight with the corner, just a drifter. Morrison heads it into the mixer, off the crossbar, in. Disallowed. Well, Perth Glory, the instructions are to switch back on here. Let's take another look. Morrison's header, and even though it was turned in by Wynett, an eagle-eyed assistant referee, Maggie Price, over on the outer side, had the flag up, and the score remains 1-0. So another close shave for the Glory. There were a few in the first half, admittedly, more so when the game was still scoreless. Here's another look. Morrison's header back into the mixer. And then the flick on from Hansen and the finishing touch, but it's that final player who's been deemed offside. Not too much protesting from the Victory, so take it as read that they knew they'd been trapped offside. Aquino. Rigby's going to go chasing her own header here. And Kayla Morrison protects it out in the end. So as we reach the hour mark, we saw one substitution at half-time, with Murphy coming off for O'Grady. Who's going to act next? Alex Aparkis, the coach, and Captain Tash Rigby, just having a quick word to each other before this throw-in. Morrison. D'Apollonia. Nash getting forward, the fullback. Nash's cross from deep. Low, up for the header. And Victory didn't have the numbers. Just a little toe poke away from Cassidy is enough to clear out of the penalty area. Kellon Knight intercepted this time. Cassidy. And knew where Fonsong Cam was to get the Glory out of trouble. Jale made good position over on the right. Farrow. It's run offside, Farrow. Yep, saw that one coming. It was telegraphed, and the assistant referee's flag goes up. Perth Glory trapped offside 4 times now tonight. Victory, crucially, once. And another hard foul on Ella O'Grady. I should feel as though she's walked into just an absolute firestorm here. This time it was Tash Rigby who's knocked her over. She's got the better of Rigby, and you see the legs swept and taken out. Just a foul, no card. You see the foul count there, 14 total, but very much skewed in favour, well, against the visiting Melbourne Victory team. Nash. Wynett stuck behind Lowry. Victory getting closer to an equaliser though. Kellon Knight trying to shuffle it on. Fonsong Cam all the way back to the keeper. Aquino not going to take any risks. Bombs away. Out to Sakalis on the wing. Kept it moving to Jale. And Perth are able to win the throw down at their attacking end. Farrow cuts it back. And the shot's on. Good save by Williams. Well, it was a sneak attack there from the Glory. Of course, you can't be offside from a throw-in, and Farrow made the absolute most of that. Running in behind the defence, and the cutback was met sweetly. Slant tackle here, knocks the ball away from Aquino. Well, Aquino's down. Kellon Knight able to keep play moving. Victory contemplating whether to put it out or not. They're going to play on though, and now the ball will find its way to the touchline. Here's another look. So Farrow very smartly just ran almost all the way down to the byline. The cutback and the first time shot blocked away. Lydia Williams making the save. Long ball down the line. Farrow often chasing. Williams has got position here to pick the ball up. Victory passing through the Glory midfield. Low. Nash. Can't find a teammate. Cowart. Nicely done by Sakalis. Just got tangled up for a moment. Long ball. Fonsong Cam. Quick look over at the assistant referee. Onside this time. Victory defence scrambling back. Fonsong Cam. Oh, picked out Morrison of all the options. O'Grady. He's been in the war since coming on. Able to make headway here. Low. Can't find a teammate with the pass. A couple of beleaguered players out there at the moment. It's only the 65th minute. Miocic's clearance straight onto the head of Nash, but Anton is able to recover the ball. One of Perth Glory's go-to tactical switches so far this season has been to sub off Claudia Miocic and put Liz Anton in at centre-back during the second half. Often that's coincided with Grace Johnston, the youngster, coming on at left-back. As we get up to the 65-minute mark, you wonder if Alex Aparkis might be able to ring that change again, or if he's happy with the back four that started the game staying in position. Benefits of versatility. Here's O'Grady resuming her duel with Rigby. And this time Rigby gets the points. Oh, and then falls over on the ball, so danger not yet averted for the Glory. See the possession count. It hasn't changed a great deal since we last checked in during the first half. Perth shading it for now. See there in the background, Victory subs continuing to warm up. Fonsong Cam takes on Kellon Knight. Has to be careful, Fonsong Cam. Advantage given. Free kick to the Victory. Aquino. Intercepted by Miocic. Perth Glory struggling to get out of their defensive half at the moment. Hansen won the ball. Not able to find a friendly face with the pass, though. Good hustle from Wynett, but not to any great effect. Anton. Here's another look at the physicality of Hansen against Farrow, who's just been full of running and full of power in this game. Hasn't been coming quite as deep into the defensive half to retrieve the ball as we saw in the first half, though. Maybe just keeping some energy in reserve, Millie Farrow, for having to break into attack. Right on cue, straight down to the top of her defensive penalty area. Those have been rarer journeys in this half, though. Lowry coughed up the ball. Wynett trying to capitalise. Free kick. And Melbourne Victory, right on the edge of shooting range, have got a set-piece opportunity. And it was the goal-scoring hero from the first half, Hannah Lowry, who coughed up the ball with that touch and then subsequently gave the free kick away. Morgan Aquino has put 3 in the wall. Elise Kellon Knight stands over the set piece. Not wasting any time either. Kellon Knight drifting it in, and on one bounce, Morgan Aquino will not be intimidated by that. Goes for distance, sliding off the head of Rankin. And then the free kick taker, Kellon Knight, is first back to retrieve the ball. Aquino trying to get the better of Cowart. Anton there to help out. Total passes, Perth Glory definitely with the upper hand, but Victory for now are starting to take over the territorial battle again. How long can Perth survive with Victory owning the ball in the attacking third? Everything slows down. Everyone takes a breather with the ball at the feet of Lydia Williams. You see Perth a bit of standoff initially. Now they get interested and everything speeds back up. Back where we were a moment ago. Quinley Quezada, the Philippines international, getting some final tactical instructions from Alex Apakis. Who will she be coming on for? Rankin uses that left foot again. Another teasing cross. Aquino. Half-hearted shouts for handball as Morgan Aquino makes the save. Lowry. Subs coming up at the next break in play. Whose number's up? Sakalis hits it out to the flank. Jale. Offside. They're starting to add up for the Glory tonight. And so the change will go through. It's Sophia Sakalis, who's been really one of the standouts for the Glory tonight, but maybe not enough left in the tank. So she's going to be subbed off here, and Quinley Quezada is going to come on. You see Ella O'Grady there in the foreground, still sore, still hurting. So it's a credit to her that she's been able to gut it out, really. And Sakalis, well, we'll have a quick look here at Victory's most recent attacking foray. Shot on the turn from Aquino. And held on to by Morgan Aquino.
We've only had that and the injury. There's been nothing else.
Sakalis gets congratulated by the Perth Glory bench. It's another really good performance. Tough decision for whoever's doing the Dolan medal votes tonight. Of course, there's a media member and a member of the technical panel that both give a 3-2-1 for every game. We find out the results on Dolan medal night. Nash down the line. Won it. Fashions across. The assistant referee's flagging. And Ella O'Grady now starting to give a little bit back. Not afraid to go and put her head in where the keeper was reaching. Morgan Aquino back to her feet. So we take another look at how this shook out. The assistant referee was flagging, I believe, for the ball going beyond the line for the goal kick, but O'Grady and Aquino came in late. And if you've only joined us during the second half, Sally James, the backup keeper for Perth Glory, was switched out after the warm-up, and Lily Bailey is sitting on the bench for the Glory tonight as their backup keeper. So they would, instead of having the relatively, for a number 2 goalkeeper, experienced Sally James, it would instead be debutante teenager Lily Bailey who would be coming on. Aquino, for Glory's sake, is all right. Cowart with a long free kick. Headed away by Morrison. Rigby, O'Grady. Where does the ball spill? Fonsong Cam, Quezada, now Jale following up. And Morrison knew exactly where the ball was going. Read it well, kept Farrow away from possession. And then is able to hold off the challenge of the Englishwoman. Can't quite turn defence into attack. Home fans didn't like it either. Starting to hear the shouts and the boos coming from the stand. Let's have another look. This was a real proper scrap. Fonson Cam did well, and then Quezada a couple of touches. Hansen fell out of the way, and Kayla Morrison was ultimately able to clean it all up. Fonson Cam. 3 goals already this season, all of them match-winning goals. Quezada. Rigby, the crowd rise behind the 100-gamer. And it was an attempt at a cross shot. Tash Rigby, 2 goals in her A-League women's career across those 100 games. Quick to retreat back to her position in defence. It's a great crossfield ball from Quezada, but ultimately Rigby looking for maybe the element of luck or surprise to score there. Aquino given away. D'Apollonia hasn't seen much of the ball in this second half. Sarah D'Apollonia. Nash combines with D'Apollonia again. Anton right on her case. Liz Anton goes to ground, wins the throw-in. It's hard to believe that Perth Glory have not actually defeated Melbourne Victory in Perth since November 2017. You won't be surprised to know that scoring a double that day was Sam Kerr. And the only current Glory player that was in the starting 11 that day, of course, it was Tash Rigby. Ball through here. And now the flag stays down. And the finish isn't there for Farrow. Agony. And the wait for that first goal continues. It is a golden chance gone begging for the Glory. "15 minutes to go. That could have been good night Victory. Instead, a new lease of life. Wynett, long hopeful ball. Morgan Aquino picks it off. What a chance. Great pass from Jale. No questions about the onside this time. Farrow free as a bird. And Lydia Williams made herself big and ultimately forced a skill error. That allows Victory to hold on to some hope of getting something out of the game tonight. As the ball goes out, don't forget Unite Round is coming. 1 city, 3 stadiums, 24 teams. Unite Round coming to Sydney from the 12th to the 14th of January. Tickets on sale now at tickettech.com.au. Double headers with men's games and double headers in the Liberty A-League on the Friday and the Saturday of Unite Round at Leichhardt Oval. Great weekend to come to Sydney and see every team. If you go and plant yourself at Leichhardt Oval on the Friday and the Saturday, you'll see 8 teams back to back to back to back. So we take a look at Correa Aquino's stats for the day. Quezada in a tussle with Kellon Knight. Fans get the heckles up. Kellon Knight pointing at the referee, not happy with how Quinley Quezada was challenging for the ball. Everyone wants a piece of Caitlin Williams at the moment. Tash Rigby, Rachel Lowe. It's getting tense now as we tick towards the final 10 minutes. Fourth official, Shane Skinner, getting an earful on the sideline from Jeff Hopkins as well. The Welsh accent really came back there as Hopkins got angry. Ball comes in and it's scuffed behind for a corner. Let's have another look at this flashpoint, which really set both teams off, it has to be said. Kellon Knight was calling for a card. It's a corner kick down at the other end. Victory had the ball in the net earlier in the half, only for the flag to go up for offside. And I think Shane Skinner has just put the call in through the earpiece and said, let's see a yellow for Jeff Hopkins, please. And he goes and retakes his seat. Here comes the corner. First header was Perth. The follow-up lashed back into the mixer. And now the shot from Lowe! Victory level! And Rachel Lowe has gotten off the canvas and found an equaliser for the visiting team. Earlier in the game, she was down and hurt, and now it's all smiles for Melbourne victory. O'Grady's shot initially deflected to Lowe through traffic, caught a deflection, and you'd have to say it goes down as Rachel Lowe's goal. After a double against the Newcastle Jets last weekend, she's come up with the goal-scoring touch once again, and doesn't that set up a big final 10 minutes at Macedonia Park? Anyone's game now. Crowd invested. Glory found a late winner last week. As I mentioned, they haven't beaten Melbourne Victory in Perth since 2017. The Victory women love going west. Glory immediately win an attacking set piece. Coward drops it at the penalty spot. Morrison with the header away. Lowe, the most recent goal scorer. Cassidy, fresh air swing at the ball. O'Grady is just going to shoot from distance with Aquino off her line. Well, that would have been spectacular, but it did not dip in the nick of time. Kellon Knight. Rankin. Aquino's coming out. The goalkeeper didn't get there. And there's no Victory players at the fall of the ball. It's hooked away. Bodies strewn in the penalty area. And you just saw Morgan Aquino coming from very, very deep there. It was always odds against to get to the ball. Here's another look. Rankin. He just saw the goalkeeper come, and it was first header for Aquino. Not enough power to steer it towards the goal. D'Apollonia. Ball hits the referee.
Are you ready?
Nah, next out. Nah.
Victory's drop ball. Edge of the box, D'Apollonia, immediately two defenders to contend with. Misses Lowe with the pass back, Fonson Cam. Morrison, the centre-back, charged all the way up to spill possession. Lowe finds Rankin, who's become a real attacking weapon as the game has gone on. And the attempt to fashion a header from Wynett did not make contact with the ball. And now Glory escaped through the left. Jale has got Farrow ahead of the ball. Still Jale is going to shoot, catches a deflection. And that took all the sting out of the shot. And if there's anyone who's going to be burning out there at the moment, it's going to be Millie Farrow. Had a great chance to put Glory into a 2-0 lead. And instead, this game is dead level. Grace Johnston is coming on. And interestingly, it's Liz Anton who's coming off. So they're going to make a straight swap over at left back. I had mentioned for a couple of games this season, Anton had moved into centre back. And they had brought on Johnston for Miocic. But tonight, it's a straight swap out there on the left. On comes Johnston. Fresh legs for the Glory. And immediately, Grace Johnson is going to have to do some defending here against Mackenzie Wiener. One-on-one against the American, who got the better of her. The cutback, low, looms. Shot was immediately blocked. Nash. Oh, big collision in the penalty area. Rankin measures across. It's an up and under header, really dangerous. Met with a volley, Victory into the lead. They've turned it around on the road. Rachel Lowe is having a night out. Great technique, great opportunism, and Melbourne Victory in a flash have come from behind to lead. And Correa Aquino watched the ball whiz past her nose there. It was a well-struck volley from Rachel Lowe. It's another double. And she is hitting career best form. Won Matilda's cap some years ago, but I don't think we've ever seen her play this well in the W League or the Liberty A-League. And that long, unbeaten home streak for Perth Glory is in serious jeopardy now. A 5-minute double strike from Rachel Lowe has Victory in the lead. Johnston. Not the introduction to the game she would have wanted, the sub. O'Grady. If anyone's earned it tonight, it's been her. Knocked over again, O'Grady. Hurt again. Perth come away with possession, albeit briefly. And Kellon Knight just pointing out a fallen teammate, and players whistled dead. And how this flips the situation here. Melbourne Victory, they can start winding the clock. It immediately becomes their friend. Trainer coming out for Ella O'Grady yet again. Let's take another look. So as things stand, Melbourne City, if they were to defeat the Newcastle Jets tomorrow by any margin, would go top of the league. Wellington Phoenix, having already lost earlier today, missing the chance to move up to 12 points of their own. And Victory, they go right back to the pointy end of the table ahead of some very intriguing action tomorrow, including Brisbane Roar against Western United, and also Adelaide hosting Sydney FC. Rachel Lowe's on a hat-trick now. Jeff Hopkins stepping out into the field of play, such as his eagerness to give some final instructions. Will this be the end of Ella O'Grady's night? She has been suffering ever since, falling quite heavily shortly after getting subbed on at half-time. Let's recap the goals. This was the free kick that put Perth in the lead. And then the equaliser. Initial shot came in from O'Grady, deflected away, and then Rachel Lowe, left-footed volley, caught a couple of deflections. Her goal, though. And then another brilliantly measured left-footed volley into the back of the net. Hansen has got to be careful showing a lot of the ball to Jale. Rachel Lowe back up and running. It's been the focus of discussion on Dub Zone the last 2 games Victory have played. It's going to be impossible to ignore her again tomorrow from 8:30 p.m. on 10 Play, and also keep up YouTube. Cut back here, O'Grady. And now Dapolonia. Oh, what a chance for Victory to seal all 3 points. skied the shot. 2 minutes of regulation to go. Write your own ticket on stoppage time. There has been a number of breaks during the second half as players have received treatment. Wynett here. Vital in the build-up to victory, taking that 2-1 lead. As we take another look at that chance for Apollonia just a moment ago. Rankin. O'Grady. Shouts of corner from victory. And Rachel Lowe, that's where she's headed. It's got Rankin for company. Rankin has other ideas, and Aquino not able to capitalise. Perth have got to go. Can they run it end to end? Aquino goes for distance. Jale as the ball slides on. Teasing it to the edge of the box. Apollonia able to recover possession with no one pressing. And then curiously drives it out for a Perth Glory throw. So they get possession straight back. Now Jess Nash is down. Tori Hansen coming over to help out with the cramp. And that will take us into stoppage time. How many minutes do Perth Glory have to try and salvage what at the start of the night was 8 consecutive unbeaten at home? Johnston wins possession back. Hard against the line. 6 additional minutes. Long ball for Glory to go and chase. Morrison has Farrow outpointed. And Williams scuffs the clearance away, and a bit of backspin will take it right down next to the flag. Glory deep in attack. Throw taken quickly. Farrow. Jale. The long shot's on, and it's way wide. Fonsong Cam just not striking it cleanly. So one look, one chance in stoppage, goes begging. Fonsong Cam's throw, Farrow. Quezada just caught behind Rankin. O'Grady. Miocic, and now Rigby clears. Not the milestone game that Tash Rigby was hoping for, at least not through 91.5 minutes. Low. And slight challenge comes in from Miocic, appealing for the throw-in. Victory get the nod, and it's a chance for them to take it down to the corner, you suspect, as 2 of the 6 additional minutes expire. Jeff Hopkins, he's seen it all before. Every last little issue being managed in these final exchanges. Perth able to extract it from the corner, but they've coughed up the ball. Wynett with a shot, and held on to by Aquino. And now the referee's whistling. Play dead here. Crowd are really getting upset about something here. Confusion reigns. Drop ball, play restarts. A bit of acrimony on the sidelines too. Quezada loses out to Lowe, who's on a hat-trick, don't forget. Rachel Lowe still going. Rigby knocks the ball away. Rigby again, shows it straight to O'Grady. Cowart. Now Johnston against Wynett. Wynett pops up with the ball. Half of stoppage time has expired. And Mackenzie Wynett takes it down to the corner. Grace Johnston has done really well to win it away, but then gets tangled up by Kellon Knight, the real veteran presence, and that's smart from Kellon Knight. Here's that shot just a moment ago from Wynett. And so every time the ball goes dead now, Victory are going to milk every second that they possibly can off the clock. A result that would compress the ladder, would move Victory back up to the pointy end, and would leave just one unbeaten team left in the Liberty A-League, and that's Melbourne City, who play Newcastle tomorrow. Aquino, low. Comes away sore this time. Perth come away with the ball. Rigby doesn't want to leave defeated on game 100, but Dapolonia, on the night of her first start, has done really well. Protected the ball, won the foul. Glory can't even get out of their own defensive half at the moment. Do they have one last surprise, or will Victory manage this to the finish line? Rigby. This time it's Glory's throw, but they need everything to go right. They've got barely a minute to try and grab an equaliser. Cassidy. Pass out into midfield, Quezada. Runners breaking. The youngster Johnston's on the left, and that's where the ball goes. Grace Johnston now. The step over. The audacity of youth. Quezada, crowd rising. Fonsong Cam prods it through. Lowry to be the Glory's hero! Hannah Lowry saves the night for the Glory, and it looks like it will be 9 unbeaten at home. Everything had to go right. Everything did go right. Fonsong Cam with the assist, and Lowry lashed it past Lydia Williams to make it 2-2. Composure in the highest pressure moment. A double for Hannah Lowry. And now the final seconds. We've been entertained right up until the very last here tonight. How generous is the referee feeling? Alex Aparkas is playing ball boy. There's going to be a sub. Looks like there's going to be just a late time waster here. Paige Zoyce comes on for Ella O'Grady. We've gone beyond the allocated 6 minutes. Can Perth win it from beyond event horizon? Tash Rigby in game 100. Does she have the right throw in? Fonsong Cam with it all to do against two defenders. Rigby with force this time. Dapolonia won't forget her starting debut. Aquino. Glory hunting the ball. Low, her goal looked like the winner. Aquino. One last hope for the Victory, maybe. Miocic makes the slide challenge. Nash has never scored in the league before. Blocked away by Cowett. And now Johnston. Dispossessed. Dapolonia. Saved by Aquino. Whistles in the mouth from the referee. It's over. Both teams can't believe it. Glory thought they'd won it. Victory thought they'd won it. They have to settle for a share of the points. Neither team happy. And you'd have to say that this has really whet the appetite for the next time they meet in Melbourne later in the season. Rachel Lowe's double, not enough. Cancelled out by one from Hannah Lowry. Full time in Perth. It finishes Perth Glory 2, Melbourne Victory 2. Well, let's recap what happened tonight. First half, Hannah Lowry, free kick, able to pick out the bottom corner, and that was the halftime score with Perth Glory 1-0 in the ascendancy. Another look there, the setting sun in the background, indicating that it was quite a bit earlier in the game. First of the season for Lowry, and she would have a say later on. But in the meantime, Melbourne victory with Ella O'Grady driving this shot into traffic, deflected out to Rachel Lowe at the top of the box. And that low slider catching a deflection and finding its way into the back of the net. You won't take that off Rachel Lowe. It's a shot on target before the deflections. And that was 1-1, victory level, 79th minute. And there was more to the story, because in the 84th minute, Jamila Rankin, who really grew into the game as an attacking weapon, you saw here, even with a player fallen, Melbourne victory were able to take the lead, and almost in exactly the same position, another left-footed volley, and Rachel Lowe did it again. Correa Aquino, her teammate, had the best view of that shot as it flashed into the back of the net. And then right at the end of the night in stoppage time, Perth Glory, when they needed everything to go right, it did. Fonts on cam with the assist, Hannah Lowry, her second of the game. And the Glory fans, even though they didn't win, they will go home happy, because they were entertained all the way up to the 96th minute tonight. And that is what the Liberty A-League is all about. 10th career goal, second of the season in game number 55 for the 20-year-old Hannah Lowry. What do the numbers tell us about the game? Well, possession finished almost dead level. Perth Glory shading it in the end. Lots of fouls. And ultimately, even though a few players picked up cards, no one was in serious trouble of getting sent off. Fascinating game. Action continues from 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow on behalf of the entire team here at 10 Play and Paramount Plus. My name's Teo Pellizzeri. Thanks for your company. We hope you've enjoyed the Liberty A-League.